Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it, guys. And yes, I wanted to talk a little bit about aircraft that you shouldn't be expecting to receive in the game soon. So we had a lot of leaks and denials during the week, right? And I just wanted to talk a little bit about some aircraft that I think you should just not expect to see it soon, right? Many of those you can already kind of guess, but some of them it's like maybe people are too hopeful for it. The first one, and kind of a big one, is the F-18, guys. The F-18 was denied to come for now, in the soonish future. It will probably eventually come. Of course, we're talking about the Legacy and the Super, and both these aircraft, I mean, the Super would be maybe too OP, but right now at least. But the Legacy Hornet could actually be added. It wouldn't be too OP. It would be around the same performance as we already have. And of course, the performance of the Raider even is the same as the AV-8B+, right? The missiles would be the same with the Sparrow and AIM-9s. And of course, as an air-to-ground platform, it would be amazing. It would be one of the main features of this aircraft because the Hornet is a true multi-role aircraft, right? So yeah, it would be okay to have in the game, but they already denied that in the upcoming, at least, patch, maybe a little bit afterwards, we will not see anything of that sort coming to the game, which is kind of sad because the F-18 is indeed my favorite American aircraft of all time. So I'm really excited to see the F-18 as soon as we can, right? The second one is one that it's a little bit different than the first one, and it's already denied by Gaijin as well, that it's not coming in the upcoming patch. It's the Eurofighter Typhoon, an aircraft that it is a little bit different than the F-18. The F-18 would be around in the same performance platform as the aircraft that we already have in the game, but the Eurofighter would be a step up. It is basically a 4+ generation aircraft, right? It would turn better than most aircraft. You would have an amazing engine, amazing radar, amazing missiles, everything of that sort. So we can take two things from this. One of them is that they might wait for when a lot of nations already have Fox 3 missiles from the 90s to actually receive the Eurofighter, or they will just wait for it to actually add it together with other 4+ generation aircraft, like other nations can have modifications of aircraft that we already have, or even newer aircraft, you know, like the Rafale, like some of the others that we are going to even talk about it today. So it's kind of sad, but it makes sense. It is an aircraft that really is a step up from what we have in the game, even in comparison to something like the Gripen. It really is an amazing aircraft. So yeah, it's sad, but understandable, kind of. The third aircraft that I wanted to talk about, it's something that not a lot of people consider, and I still think that it's going to take a while. I might be wrong, but I still think that the MiG-35 will take a little bit of time to be added. Remember, we have the SMT in the game right now, which is basically a modification done to existing MiG-29s that were made already in the 80s and 90s, right? But the MiG-35 was a complete redesign of the aircraft coming from the MiG-29M, and we don't even have the M variant yet. We don't even know if we're going to see the M variant. The M, yes, the M, I would see it coming in a soonish future, because it's an aircraft that is very much similar to something like the SMT. It would just have a little bit of a different fuselage with more internal fuel and not a need for an external kind of hump that they had to add to increase the fuel of the aircraft. Of course, with better radars like the Zook in the AK-141 and other things like that, like 2 extra pylons as well. So the M, yes, even though it wasn't really in service properly, you know, it is an aircraft that I would see, but the MiG-35 would just put that to another level. You could even use PESA radars, right? So it's another level of just performance. And talking about PESA, another aircraft that I don't think we will see soon is, of course, the MiG-31, an aircraft that is problematic to be added to the game. You know, the MiG-25 is already one that we don't even know if it's going to ever be added. Hopefully it will. But the MiG-25, there is always the question of, we don't know if it's coming because it doesn't have a cannon. The MiG-31 can have a cannon, it can be added. But the problem is that I don't see it having a place right now in the game, which is kinda sad. But it is an interesting aircraft that would have a PESA radar, different BVR missiles, and it would be just a very, very long-range fighter, basically, right? An interceptor on the most interceptor you can be, right? I don't see it coming right now, just because the meta is not really that. Once we have more of a BVR meta, when Fox 3s are added, maybe. But for now, I don't think that thing will be added. And kind of a PS over here, we can talk about any 4+ generation aircraft, guys. The Rafale, don't expect it to come it soon. The very advanced variants of the Su-27, for example, the SM onwards, you know, the Su-35, any of these aircraft would be too advanced for now. Remember, guys, we don't even have the Fox 3s yet, so we need to have that. So a lot of people are expecting, because we had a lot of aircraft being added lately in the last year, to have a filled with aircraft, top-tier aircraft, or top-tier fighter, you know, patches every single match. Or every single patch, sorry. But to be honest, we might see one here and there with increasable, kind of slightly in performances, you know, in general, be increasing in performance, like the little additions that they do. But at the end of the day, it will take a little bit of time to see the next big step up. Even the F2, the Mitsubishi F2 is an aircraft that a lot of people are expecting to come soon, but we just got the F-15J. I even did a video today about it, right? Because it's an aircraft that we already like have counterparts to it in the Japanese tech tree in the sense of the meta. So we kind of don't need it right now. So wait for it and add it when the proper missiles and the proper performance of these aircraft are needed to counter each other in each of the nations that they are added. You know what I mean? So even though we have very advanced variants of 4th generation aircraft, I don't think we really jumped to the 4+ yet. And I think it's going to be a while to see that. So don't expect any of the considered 4+, 4.5 generation aircraft, okay? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comments what are the aircraft that you think are not coming soon into the game. Make sure to check out my secondary channel. And yeah, bye. See you.